And the world's biggest plane to live on virtually after being destroyed in real life. Are we talking about the Spruce Goose here?
No, not quite the Spruce Goose. I didn't think it got too much off the ground, Tim, back in the day. But I'll talk about the AN-225, which is the great Antonov. What you're looking at here is that after it was destroyed in Ukraine, the Russian invasion over there, sadly a year ago, this is being built into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we've said it before on this segment, Tim, how realistic it is. Well, they've rebuilt the entire plane virtually. So it is going to fly again, Tim, and it'll be available for everyone to have a go at. And it's got all the switches, that sort of stuff. This plane was enormous. It really was a technical tragedy over and above the human tragedy. This is one of the examples of a one-off plane that is so loved around the world by aviation geeks, and it could carry an amazing amount of cargo. And it's got the two wheels at the front. It's so heavy that it needs more wheels so it doesn't crush the runways around the world. Now, the great thing is, when you get an update to this, Tim, and it's about $20, the profits will go to the Antonov company to hopefully help rebuild another AN-225, so it might fly again for real. They're hopefully doing that in secret to do that. But in the meantime, on your Xbox or on your PC, you'll soon be able to fly this wonderful machine, the Antonov 225. What a great plane.
How much bigger was it than your average A380?
Yeah, it's funny. It's the A380 looks like it's pretty big, but this thing is just like chunky. It's really, really chunky. It's a couple of stories high, and I think it's a pretty good tussle, but it is significantly bigger when it comes to carrying load. It's an amazing aircraft.
Just quickly on sport now, you worked quite a bit with Eddie Jones. We've got the World Cup, the Rugby World Cup coming up later this year. How do you think that the new Wallabies will go? You actually were part of the Wallaby setup as the General Manager of Media. Eddie Jones back in after 2005.
Yeah, Eddie Jones was great for me. When I was the Wallabies media manager in the 2003 World Cup, I introduced a lot of technology to the Wallabies, so it goes back a long way for me, technology, and Eddie was great with that. And he'll use that to help sort things out. He's an old school guy as well, but I think he's got the laser focus. I spoke to him last year, Tim, and I asked him, I said, are you going to come back? And he's pretty much indicated to me, they've got to be serious about it. They've got to be serious about it. So clearly they are. And what that said to me, Tim, is that, all right, Eddie's going to drive this, and he's already saying the right things from grassroots up the Wallabies. He knows the deal. And already they're on the back pages, Tim. How long's that been? So, Tim, Eddie can drive the enthusiasm, and what's in his favour is the short amount of time, because there's no time to mess around. He's really good at getting things changed quickly, and I'll tell you what, mate, if they thought they trained hard before, look out. Eddie is going to be cracking the whip, but it's so good to have him around. He is a legend.
Yeah, the Sandhills, here they come. Yeah, and wouldn't it be great if we could make it deep into the World Cup a bit later on in the year? It's always good to chat, Djuro.